My name is my name is Tyler. Welcome to Chapter 1 of the TOT podcast, where people's lives don't end when they die. They die. They
stupid. I'm not going to let you get that.
Save that. Save that part. That's definitely one of.
Yo, my name is Tyler. Welcome to Chapter 1 of the TOT podcast, where people's lives don't end when they die. They end when they lose faith. Itachi Uchiha. Today I'm joined with my friends and co-hosts. Introduce yourselves, guys.
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Lucas.
You're Manny on the set.
So how you guys doing today?
I'm so happy to get into this podcasting thing. A lot of animes and maybe the hot takes. Who knows?
Plenty of those. I believe that. What about you, Lucas? How are you doing?
I'm doing phenomenal. I'm doing great. It's a great day.
Good. Let's get into it. Today we'll be talking about Shonen. I'm sure you saw from the title, but specifically tropes and archetypes, stuff that you see all the time in Shonen. So, who would you say are the most well-known Shonen characters?
For one, I'd say Naruto and Goku are the most well-known. You know, everyone knows what Kamehameha is. And the Rasengan is not as popular, but way more popular than any other.
Yeah.
And besides them, also, we got Luffy, Ichigo. I would say the most known has to hands down is Naruto.
Yeah, I would agree. Goku and Naruto for me. What do you think makes those characters so relatable?
I'm guessing just their inspirations and aspirations.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I agree.
That's fair.
I don't know, something about the Zero to Hero stories is like really relatable. For a lot of, young kids, it gives those kids hope.
I agree with that. Now, why do you think black people gravitate toward these characters?
Naruto was stereotyped very hard for what he was. They just knew this one aspect that they was afraid of and used that against him for so long. And one thing about black people, we're also stereotyped from the beginning. For Goku, I think black people, we look at our idols so much to wanted to be like them.
He had that goal of, being Hokage, and he worked towards it. He didn't let things stop him. He didn't look for handouts or anything like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think black people gravitate towards these shonen characters because they see themselves in them. Black people in the U.S. struggle, whether it's hardship in their homes, in their neighborhoods, or just the real world. And seeing these characters beat the odds despite a rough childhood with just their homies to support them, honestly, that's as black as you can be. I love shonen. My first shonen was Tetsuwan Atom. And in the 5th grade, I discovered Naruto. And the more anime I watched, the more patterns I saw, especially when it comes to, really focusing in on those characters. What are some patterns you guys see, a lot in modern-day shonen?
They always come from nothing. Always come from nothing, and usually they don't have any parents.
I'd say another pattern I see when it comes to shonen is a lot of people like to say plot armor. And can make the argument that, without plot armor, then there'd really be no plot. But, sometimes it could be done better.
I agree with that.
The power of friendship.
The shonen archetype comes from the concept of the Japanese spirit, or Yamato-Damashii. Koyu is any trait, gift, or possession that makes someone a born winner, whether they are aware of it or not. Chie is a belief or faith that remains correct and unshakable and has more value than the believer's life. Seishin is a level of vigilance, competitiveness, and willpower which overcomes the impossible just by trying harder. First one, let's look at Koyu. Many shonen have the theme of working hard to reach a goal, right? We can all agree with that. Rarely do these characters start from nothing. Often their stories are retconned to later on. And then in some cases, like Naruto, they are retconned so that, they had everything from the beginning. Ichigo just gets new powers whenever the plot needs him to because he's the main character. At the beginning of the series, he has already a lot of spiritual power. And then apparently his parents are soul reapers and Quincy's. He somehow gets the power of Hollow and a bunch of other things, Fullbringer. You never started out all that weak. What did you have to work hard for? You kind of just fell into those powers as the series progressed. Now,
I wouldn't even say failed into those powers. Somebody walked up and gave him these powers. And now he's the strongest thing. He got a portion of Rukia's powers, and Rukia was still never strong enough.
I was watching this YouTuber not that long ago, Like a Gripes, and he mentioned something about Naruto, and there was a reason why by the time he became Hokage, he had to spend some time studying. If it wasn't repetition and anything physical, Naruto wanted nothing to do with it. Why? Like, your intelligence, your deductive reasoning, all that are important skills when you're a ninja. Why is that? So he's just gonna talk his way out of every problem, I guess.
Which Naruto does, talks his way out of every problem.
So, because Koyu, it's not possible to create a character with a trait without contradicting the themes working hard. Let's look at Chie. So, I always think about the fight between Neji and Naruto. First things first, Naruto should not have won that fight. He uppercutted him and he's like, I can't move. But you're the man with the jutsu that, like, cuts off people's chakra network. Now Neji talks to Naruto about destiny, right? How he can't just become Hokage through working hard. Naruto disagrees. Years later, guess what happens? Neji was onto something. Not only was Naruto given the power of the Sage of the Six Paths, but Destiny decided that he was going to be the reincarnation of Asura.
Naruto did not go through the proper structures everybody else had to go through. They had to go through the ranks and things like that. And Naruto Naruto got handed these things.
Dropped right on his lap.
Right in front of him. Baby. From the beginning. There was no doubt in our mind that Naruto was going to become Hokage. Once Sakura finally caught up.
Wow. You were really offended by that one.
Just... everything was handed to Naruto. Even if he died, he was going to become the Hokage.
Yep, because they were going to... all Hagoromo had to do was just... Naruto came back to life.
Yeah.
It was definitely not intended, but Naruto's obsession with Sasuke, right? At a certain point, it became unhealthy. Sasuke did all that stuff of his own volition. He made those choices. So I think this idea that Naruto needs to save Sasuke, it's like, no, you don't. He needs to pay for what he did, which he ultimately didn't even do by the end. But that's...
Sasuke's a war criminal.
No, absolutely. But this man...
Like, if we're being honest, all the Sasuke fans out there, you need to come to your senses, alright? Sasuke's a war criminal. That man deserves to be in jail. He should not be free.
No, he deserves to be under the
man.
jail. So, given the simplified nature of those stories, there's not a lot of room for nuance when it comes to the character's philosophy. And an issue arises when Chie conflicts with those themes. Let's look at Seishin. A wild word.
That guy dies, and all of a sudden he unlocks his new form.
And this is after Gohan's playing with his food. Mm-hmm. Cell should have been wiped Cell away. Gohan should have been the star of Dragon Ball Z. Some hot takes. My hot take is Gohan was a terrible character.
I'm sorry?
Whatever y'all want. Y'all can go
No. You can't.
Nah, let him cook. Let him cook.
Gohan was a terrible character.
How?
All right. Let's
No. Which Gohan?
I would say any Gohan. Let's go to the Super Gohan.
Any Go.
Let's go to the Super Gohan. Let's go just from the movie.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that's particularly fair because everybody's writing took a hit in Super. But go ahead.
I know, but Gohan, Goku, Vegeta, and the protectors are training, right? They're somewhere else. They're not even on Earth. They're somewhere else training. So that left Piccolo and Gohan to be the protectors. We all know Krillin ain't fighting no more. Krillin and Gru. Don't get me. Krillin the GOAT. Don't get me wrong. Krillin is a GOAT. But
arguably one of the best characters.
Yes, but Krillin ain't fighting no more. Android 18, she focuses on being a mom and stuff like that, even though she'll get in there and fight. But, Goten and Trunks, they focus on being teenagers. That's why when they transformed in that, they really couldn't do it because they haven't been training. So on Earth, everyone's being lax. because it's like, oh, there's nothing going on. It's so lax that Bulma is fighting the Dragon Balls just to do beauty. That's how lax it is on Earth right now.
Yeah.
Gohan, instead of training his daughter, the next Super Saiyan to come up, he's in an office writing about insects. Skinny as can be in there. Instead of training that any world threat, Piccolo keeps reminding him, you never know what's going to happen. Gohan still trying to explain to Piccolo why he doesn't need to be doing that stuff. It took Piccolo, and can we just get a round of applause of Piccolo in that movie, of how
Oh yeah, absolutely.
he was the best character in that movie and still didn't get no credit. What was his new form? Turn orange.
Yeah.
And he got bigger. But he still got smacked. But
So-
no.
Yeah, and just an example of how not training had affected Gohan when Frieza came back in Resurrection of F. Man's got washed. All right,
And that's the thing. Gohan is just easy to sit in there, one of the strongest or the strongest Z fighter, and not training to, like, nobody's saying you have to keep training every day and all that stuff, but you're not even on top of your game. You're one of the most powerful people. You're studying bugs. You're studying insects and things like that. Not even training your daughter up.
And the thing is, they don't have to write the
That's
characters
crazy.
like that. They really don't. Like, they went out of their way to write Gohan like that.
That's what I'm saying.
If Frieza came down and was ready to throw hands, that means there are other threats that can do the exact same thing. Gohan, you have more potential than anybody. How? How do you just not? Why is he? That's the frustration. Just why is he not written? Why are all these characters written like that? They don't have to be written like that. It's artificial. Like Yu-Gi-Oh, the sheer amount of times where characters just either came up with rules or ignored them just for Yugi to pull something out of his butt and just win is crazy.
First of all,
What
let's
the
not
heck is a
talk about.
flotation ring?
Let's not talk about the heart
You
of
guys
the
know what
cards.
Pot of Greed does? Like, all right, that was off topic.
Let's not talk about with the heart of the cards. And all of a sudden, I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh and things like that.
Bro,
and
word.
all of a sudden I get a mirror force, or all of a sudden I get something that makes me summon my dark magician 3 times high as a level.
They
Like, what?
never, and Joey never used polymerization, but he was always just able to pull out his fusion monsters. No problem. Kaiba even
Let's-
straight up said,
Not even. Let's talk about.
Word.
Do you know how hard it is to actually get Time Wizard to work, and how every time Time Wizard came out, it worked?
I don't. And I don't get it. Especially since Yugi seemed to have one copy of each card in his deck. Absolutely trash deck. But
if you ever like played the Yu-Gi-Oh game, you see Yugi's normal deck that he's been wiping the world, wiping everyone with, you'll be so upset. Kaiba had to get 3 blue eyes out just to summon the fusion blue eyes. Yugi, every card he had, he needs.
my man sneezed and Exodia just came out every time.
I'm saying, and let's not talk about how the Millennium Piece just fell into his lap, and everybody else who has a Millennium Piece somehow it turns them evil. Yugi has the most powerful one, and yet this man knew control of it. This man is like 7 or 8. Well, let me go. He's like 12, and he can control this immense power of being the Pharaoh with connect.
Wait, you know another thing? Why is it that nobody noticed the difference in height between Atem and Yugi? Like, he grew, first things first, his whole outfit got darker, and then he grew in height. Was that... And then the most obvious thing, his voice. Did nobody notice that? How did... You got characters acknowledging that they are a walking plot convenience, but they're not seeing... You know what? To be fair, that might be an issue with the 4Kids dub. I don't know. But and in GX they did the same thing. Whenever he was in trouble, I think it was like season 2, his deck would glow and he'd just pull a card out and he just immediately win.